space. But now I just opened a new one that I would love for you to visit. It's a great space, not only because the new gallery is there, but there are many other galleries. There are cafes there. You can take the boat, for a tour into the lake in the same building. And the La Costa restaurant, the new restaurant that is, like very popular right now, is next door to the gallery, so it's really exciting. We have like 4,000 people passing by every day, and a lot of tourists.
Rafaelito, ¿puedes apagar la música, por favor?
Okay, this is,
Where's the new gallery?
it's where Fox and Oval?
Yeah.
What's that?
Do you know Fox and Oval? Oval?
Yeah.
My
You know
name
the
is here.
supermarket, maybe
My
Beatrice?
name is
From
here.
east, yeah, they call
Uh-huh.
it the east.
It's a great area to go
Yeah.
and walk because
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
best supermarkets
Yeah.
are there. We're building a new plaza.
Fox
Yeah.
There's going to be a
and
private
Noble.
plaza, and
And
I'm
Noble,
the
yeah.
director of the whole building
Oh,
where the
no,
gallery.
and
Noble.
Yeah. So this gallery, okay, is
Whatever.
one of the few galleries in Chicago that it was born because of political reasons. I am Nicaraguan and I came to the School of the Art Institute to study, and then one of my sisters worked with Daniel Ortega in Nicaragua, the Sandinista president, and one of my brothers was a pilot for the Sandinistas, and he was educated in Russia in a secret mission. And I was living in Guatemala when all the things were happening within my family and in Nicaragua. I had nothing to do with politics, and my career was being always the arts. So I came to the School of the Art Institute because it's one of the greatest schools in the world. But unfortunately, Reagan and then Bush were in power, and they did this illegal war against the Sandinistas in Nicaragua that was not approved from Congress. Like 250,000 people died, and many Nicaraguans in the United States, like myself, were interrogated by the CIA. And they wanted me to go there to get my brother, who was the pilot. And I said no, and I had to apply for a political asylum in the United States. And it took like 7 years to be granted with the asylum because the government was doing that against the Sandinistas, but because it was illegal, the government could not prove to himself that it was dangerous for any Nicaraguan to be sent back to a government that I didn't belong to. My brother and sister did, but I wasn't one. So I had to stay in Chicago, and when I was here, I got lost. I didn't know what to do. Was like jail for me for 7 years. I couldn't go anywhere. And I had to gather all these papers, and Amnesty International and all these people were documenting cases of what would happen to Nicaraguans that were sent back there. And in this beautiful city, I realized that there was no galleries representing Latin American art. And that was my expertise. Before coming to Chicago, I worked for a museum in Guatemala City where I met these really famous Latin American masters that they were shown at the museum. And then I decided to bring them to the city, and that's how the gallery was born. What we do here is that, like, this is, you can see that there is a catalog, you can pass it along. Jesus Cobo, this man is one of the masters out of Ecuador. And all these pieces are, they are ensemble, these come out, they have two little pins there. This stone, which is really heavy, almost like 200 pounds, is resting in this other little piece. And everything you see here is done, you can take this sample, these sculptures in seconds. You can touch these artworks, you can see how everything he does, the amount of work that he put into these works. He's known for combining wood with metals, stones, and now he's going to work in other medias to integrate other things like paper into his artworks. He's really happy with this latest work because he was not working with the images himself, but he discovered, empty spaces. So all these artworks that you see here, he was fascinated by how a space is empty, yet it's the most important part of his artwork right now. So you look at the pieces, you look at the stone, you look at the colors, but then that space on between, his creations is what he's more interested in. That particular one here, is where he, as an artist, will tell you how proud he is of being able to give an image, but that space is what it make him very intrigued, and he claimed that this is one of the peak of his career because he's no longer concentrated on the artwork by himself, but the concept that he discovered that he can give us that emptiness, just by placing forms, close together.
And these be used outside, any of these three?
I'm sorry?
They be put outside.
Yes.
They could
Yeah,
be sitting in the
these are
yard.
medals and stuff.
They sit outside.
The reason I have this work by him, this is, you can see that at one point the artist was very traditional. So he's one of the masters in Latin American art that he went through a lot of styles before finding his own. However, though, these works that we call it constructions is also an art style out of Latin America where really famous artists like Jesus Soto, Cruz Diez, there are many other artists from different countries that they work in the same style. And so I can tell you, these stones, like this is 2 pieces of lava stone. They're probably like 200 pounds each one. It's really heavy. And all he does is everything here just rest on the pieces. So you take this out, separate them, this come out, and then it's very easy to ensemble
Yeah, it could sit
these
outside.
pieces.
It could sit outside.
Yeah, this, however, though, this is painted and this is,
Yeah, get the
it's
snow and the ice and yeah.
you can, but it will, the weather will change the look of the piece.
How old is he? Man,
He might be like, what, early 60s, Rafael?
Yes.
Como?
Yes.
Yes.
62.
So this is the area we're portraying right now. There were many pieces by him, but we sold a lot, and others went to the other gallery, and that's why it looked quite empty. So his shows was disintegrated a little bit.
Well,
because
it could
we
be for
needed to
him.
split.
It
Yes.
could be for him.
These are really fine pre-Columbian pieces. The jewelry, the mask, that mask is from the Humake culture. It's like 500 to 1000 AD. This one is from the Chankay culture in Peru. You can see that is like maybe 900 years after that. And it's a wooden mask with a textile and the natural pigments, and the eyes are resin that the Incas use in it.